so much. Wow, that's impressive, man. And it's a smart walk.
Because we're smart.
Oh my God. Okay, all right.
You know this?
Thank you.
No problem.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Driven Conversations, where we drive deep into conversations of day-to-day lives of entrepreneurs, executives, and industry leaders. Today we got a special guest. We got Mr. Torry, one of the high-level executives who wears so many hats. I'm talking about he's a game changer because you changed so many lives, and so we're here to hear about what drives you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you so much, man. It's a privilege. It's an honor, man, to sit in this high class. The leather still smells brand new. You've only been in it for a couple of days, I'm sure. This is nice, man. I love this.
For sure.
Love this, man.
So, Torry, what is it exactly that you do? Tell me,
Sure.
What is it? What do you do? Where do you reside? Where's your home base in regards to your office base? And
Sure.
what does a day-to-day look like for Torry?
Of course, man. Well, I'm what you would call a community engagement officer for the Credit Union of Texas. We like to go by the short term of CEO. When we use that term, a lot of people's eyes light up because they're thinking we're the CEO of the company. Not the CEO of the company, but I'm a lot more known than he is in the streets, right? Mm-hmm. So we take that and we do all we can for our communities, man. I reside in Mansfield, Texas, and graduated from Lancaster High School. Weibo Nation all day, every day, right? Okay. But come from a very poverty-stricken area, man. Didn't grow up with the necessary tools and the right type of people to be around to have a successful life. So I had to watch others from afar and mentor from people that had no idea who I was. So when I see the opportunities to talk to someone like yourself, very established business owner, young man with a lot of enthusiasm, wanting to change the world one person at a time, I'm honored and privileged to be around someone such as yourself because you're teaching the youth how to be when they grow up, man. I like that.
Man, I appreciate, those words of encouragement. What does that look like though? What is on a day-to-day when you wake up to be the CEO, right? The man of these streets?
I understand.
What does that look like on a day-to-day?
Sure.
You just go in the office and tell people what to do and go home?
Oh, not at all, man.
Is it work involved?
It's a lot of work involved, I've been so blessed, man, to have this role with the Credit Union of Texas. They do such an amazing job, man. For one, to give someone that look like me, right? Someone that talk like me and walk like me, the opportunity to go into these communities and help people one person at a time. Change their lives, whether it's through financial services, whether it's through helping them build a business plan, whether it's creating an event to bring awareness to the community. They give me the opportunities to make that happen. So when I wake up in the morning, Jason, I make calls, man. I'm sitting at home. Sometimes I get up and go to the nearest coffee shop. Sometimes I drive all the way to Allen because I like to drive and listen to the radio on my way, right? But they give me those opportunities to really get things together, make preparation on who I'm going to talk to for the day. Who can I possibly get out there and make a difference, whether it's through their money, their business, just personal growth. Those are the opportunities that have been given to me, and I don't take it lightly. Like a lot of people say, man, with more power comes more work. With more money comes harder problems. Well, I like to switch that up because I'm looking at you. The things that you've done, man, I've done my research about you. This isn't a walk in the park for you. It took some due diligence, man, and it shows, right? You're in this magnificent car. You serve all of these people in the community with nothing but excellence and luxury. My job is to see what can I do to help Jason be even better than he already is, if it's even possible. And in my opinion, because you're wanting to do more, lets me know that there's more out there that we can help you get. That's where I stand, man. That's where I stand.
That's powerful. That really aligns with something that you said earlier when you said, how you grew up in Mansfield and you grew up in a poverty area, and so you didn't have the same resources or the ability or the opportunities as others. Sure. And so you always wanted those things, but they just wasn't easily reachable, right? And so now you're helping people that, that either come from similar backgrounds or a similar mindset to accomplish that. So it makes sense on why that role matches you perfectly. But out of curiosity, what was you doing before? Like, how'd you get into this role? How did you make it here?
Wow, man, I'm glad you said that. Again, not really having the normal life as I would see most kids in a mother and father household. Having an abundance of food in the refrigerator, having the proper transportation to go anywhere you want to go. My dream was always to be a businessman. I would tell my mom all the time, "Hey, Mom, when I grow up, I want to be a businessman." I would watch the news all the time. Troy Duncan was my favorite. I wanted to, wear suits, man, and a bow tie and wear glasses and be very articulate, although I wasn't in that environment at all, right? And through that process, I remember one day he said, "Hey, if you have any money to invest, you should invest in this great company one day called Marvel Comics." I watched Spider-Man and Wonder Woman and all that on, Saturday mornings because that was the only time cartoons came on. But I remember that. And some years passed by, man, and my grandmother reached out to me and was talking to me about some money of investing. And she's like, what should be done with it? And I said, I don't know, my dear. Maybe you should invest it for me in this company called Marvel Comics. Moved on about it. Years went by, so forth and so on, completely forgot all about it, right? And didn't realize that was actually done for me. Not until I, became an adult, bought my first home at 25 years of age, and I wanted to break those generational curses. So, like most people, when you work on your bills and finances at home, the first place you go sit at is the kitchen table, right? And you pull out your bills. Well, in the neighborhoods I grew up in, you get your bills out of the mail, you look at it, first thing you do is toss it in the trash. We didn't pay bills, man. That's why credit was messed up, right? But I wanted to break that generational curse. Instead of me, throwing it in the trash, I'm opening it up, seeing how much it is, looking for the phone number on it, and I'm calling them to tell them I'm not going to pay this bill, right? And I received a bill in the mail with my name and my grandmother's name on it. And I realized that something was going on. I thought it was a medical bill or something. I was the oldest grandchild. So I called them to ask them if they would stop sending this to me because my grandmother had passed on, right? And they let me know that it wasn't a bill. It was a portfolio. Apparently, some money was invested in Marvel Comics for me at a younger boy. Had no idea. That, at that point, let me know that there's something more than what I had been taught in life. Once I saw what that little money had been able to do for me, let me know that I need to learn how to do this so I can teach my siblings, my brother and sister, my mom, so forth and so on, how they can take their money, invest it properly, and change their life at a later time. So I learned all I possibly could, man. I went and got all of my certifications, all of my series licenses, so I can open up my own investment firm and help people change their lives one person at a time. And that's how I got into finances.
Oh man, that story there, it really had me just thinking how small seeds that are planted can grow into something that is life-changing and build legacy. Not life-changing just for self, right?
Right.
But life-changing for others. Like, that's what you call building legacy, because you didn't just sit here and just say, okay, I'm just doing this for Torry, right? It's about helping my siblings and my friends and other people. And now you branched out to help people that you don't even know. People just walking into your office, and it says a lot about who you are as a person.
Of course, man.
Your heart to help. What advice would you give, your younger self?
I would have told my younger self, man, and that's such a great question, man. I've sat down and thought about this on different occasions, Jay. And the biggest thing I would have told myself that you are enough. You are capable of doing anything you put your mind to. Don't let what's in front of you hinder where you're going. Everyone have roadblocks, man. Everyone have things to get in the way. But we have the ability to go left or right and walk around, over, or under whatever that block is, right? That was the biggest thing that could have changed so many different things for myself. I always had the direction because I wanted more. And with what you're currently doing, man, is giving people look and act just as I did at a young age, saying, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. Because in my youth, I didn't think it was possible to sit next to someone that looked like you, walk and talk like you, in a vehicle as amazing as this is, that you actually help the communities with. I didn't see that in my neighborhoods, man. But you are a trendsetter to me, saying that, hey, anything is possible. You're young, you're smart, you have the ability to make anything happen you want in your life through different avenues. And to me, that says a lot about who you are. And I'm appreciative and honored to be sitting here with you today, man.
You know, I appreciate that again. It sounds like you're really good at the same time at uplifting people, and you know the right things to say through, like you said, due diligence and just kind of listening and observing. So I appreciate it. I accept it, you know, and it's definitely going to help me propel, not just through my day, but through life. So thank you for that. You know, thank you for the inspiration. Do you think your ability to motivate and inspire, you know, the people around you has anything to do with where you are today?
You know, it absolutely does. You know, I wake up in the mornings, I fix me a cup of coffee, man. I sit down in my kitchenette area and I look out the window and I begin to eat my piece of humble pie every morning to remember where I come from, to remember what I didn't have, to remember whose I am, what I am, and what I will become. A lot of people don't think about those type of things, man, because, you know, as soon as we get a little bit of money, we forget about all the negative things, when those are the things that built us up to who we are. So I embrace it, man. I accept it. I tell people all the time, hey, I don't mind eating a cold burger.
Yeah.
I remember not having microwaves or air fryers or whatever. I tell them, hey, I grew up in the projects, 3rd Ward, Black Projects, Ennis, Texas, all of these areas, right? Tyler Street. I am honored and privileged to have a burger to begin with. I don't care if it's cold or hot, right? I'm able to put it in my belly. And I still keep that same feeling, man. So whenever I receive anything, I'm so appreciative and humble because I woke up that morning and I ate my humble pie. Yes, sir.
Man, it's a lot of these small life lessons that you speak of that it seems like they grow into something much bigger. It's like these small things about your character is what create the version of you. You know,
Appreciate that, man.
And it really has me thinking, which, you know, we ask these questions to anybody on our Driven Conversation podcast is what drives you? What makes you want to do that?
Oh, man, that's a great question, man. Yeah, this is exactly it, man. You know, whenever I can have the opportunity to sit down with someone that has, you know, gone through the trenches and made a difference in the world, in somebody else's life, not just theirs. It's easy to, you know, change your life and create and become the person you want to create. But the challenge is, can you do that for somebody else? Can you pull somebody else up? There was a book I read years ago, man, from a mentor of mine that's called Pushing Up Other People. And I read that book and it opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, man. The blessings don't come from just your hard work and efforts. The blessings come from you take those hard work and efforts and do something for somebody else that's not expecting it, that you don't want anything in return from. Like you said earlier, I'm planting seeds all around the world, and I'm hoping and praying those seeds will grow through a fertilizer called life, because life will change the game, man. It will change the game.
Man, you definitely changed the game. You changed the way that I view a lot of different things just from this conversation.
Appreciate
And
it.
it's actually driving me to even go harder and push through barriers. So I appreciate that again, man. Is there anything that you want to leave on the table for the people that are watching this podcast? Any gems you want to drop?
Well, and you know, the first thing and foremost for me, like I said, is this is a daggone fancy vehicle right here, man. You know, it takes somebody with some amazing eyesight to understand luxury and have a passion for it. And obviously, my man, you do. We've been driving this whole time. I thought we were sitting still. It's so daggum smooth. I didn't even know we was driving right now, right? But, you know, the biggest thing for me, Jay, is, you know, making sure that you're paying it forward, man. You know, I watch you guys. I watch the stuff you do. I see it. I see how you move and shake. And to me, it is the best thing out there for the youth of tomorrow, because they're seeing you, you know, holding yourself a certain way in the community. You know, you're respectful. You're not, you know, doing the bad things that a lot of the youth will see on television or hear on the radio or whatever the case may be. You're setting the stage for the young gentlemen, the young ladies to show elegance, you know, to show seniority over even people that's the same age. But because of the way they're holding themselves, it puts them in a whole nother level of life. And to me, That's the key point to everything, man. If you're able to set a standard for yourself and show your light through your actions and not your words, game changing, man. It's game changing.
Showing action through words.
Yes, sir.
On Driven Conversation. Another great episode with my man Torry here with the Credit Union of Texas.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.